cocktail aficionados, and welcome to another edition of Cocktails Out of Quarantine. I am John Moser, and I am delighted to be making today the first of what I'm sure will be many cocktails from this new book I picked up, Raising the Bar by Brett Adams and Jacob Greer. Now, there are tons of cocktail books out there, obviously, but what I really like about this one, especially if you're just starting out and making cocktails, is it says, here are the basic things you need for a bar. Some basic syrups and fruit juices and the like. And then start with a bottle of bourbon. Make some drinks with the bourbon. Then get some gin and make some drinks with that. And as it goes on, you get into more and more kind of specialty liqueurs. There's a section on chartreuse, a whole section on apple brandy and scotch, and just about everything you can imagine. So if you're like me and you get a bottle of something that's kind of a niche liqueur, pardon my dogs, and you use it for one drink and you're going to have it sitting around forever, and I kind of annoy my wife because I've accumulated so many bottles this way. This gives you several cocktails with each kind of bottle that you get. So I'm really happy with this book. Just going through it, I found like a dozen right off the bat that I want to try. The one that I'm going to make today is called the Los Angeles, or perhaps the Los Angeles. I like the pronunciation better. All right. It is sort of a variant of the whiskey sour. Imagine a cross between a whiskey sour and a Manhattan, and that's kind of what you get here. It's obviously it's a bourbon drink. It's got vermouth, and in fact a specific kind of vermouth that I'm going to tell you about. I'm very excited. I've never used it before, so the classic components of a Manhattan, plus some simple syrup and some lemon juice and egg white to get some foam on the top. This is really a really interesting drink. Again, I am excited to make it. So let me show you what you're going to need. Obviously bourbon. I've got a new bottle of Woodford Reserve here. This is a pretty good. Any kind of Woodford Reserve is good. General rule of thumb: if you wouldn't drink it straight, don't use it in a cocktail. My vermouth. Here is my new bottle. Punta Emes. It is an Italian vermouth. Punta Emes means 1.5. And it has that name because it's supposed to be a point of sweetness and a half a point of bitterness. The bitter is what sets Punta Emes apart from your traditional sweet vermouths. And for this drink in particular, this is going to be a good vermouth to use because that little bit of bitterness is going to help counteract the sweetness that we're going to get from the Demerara sugar syrup. So we've got the bourbon, we've got the Punta Emes, we have got a lemon. We're going to use lemon juice as if it were a whiskey sour. Demerara syrup. This is a rich Demerara syrup, which means it is made from 2 parts Demerara versus 1 part water boiled together. Very easy to make. I've done it a million times. So we have some of that in there, and egg white. Right, so we're going to separate an egg into this bad boy. And then we are going to garnish it with a little bit of lemon peel. So those are the things you're going to need. Your bourbon, your vermouth, your Demerara sugar syrup, lemon juice, egg, and if you care about garnishes, the lemon peel. That's all we need. Let's make the drink. And away we go. We begin with an empty shaker. We're not going to put ice in there right away because we're going to emulsify the egg white in there before we add the ice. We'll start with the bourbon. 2 ounces of fine Woodford Reserve goodness. By the way, the history of this drink, we don't know who invented it, but it first appeared in print in 1930 in the Savoy Cocktail Book, which I have a copy of. A lot of great old drinks come from that. Some lemon already cut. We want 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon. Beautiful. Easily get 3/4 of an ounce out of that. Add that to our shaker. 1/2 ounce of Demerara syrup. And just a tiny bit, 1/4 ounce of the Punta Mes vermouth. Final ingredient, the egg white. Always a challenge. Give it a little crack on the side. There we go. Very carefully separate out the egg white, leaving the yolk behind in the shell. That is perfect. Set that there. And we're going to seal it up and shake it for, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. We want to get it nice and emulsified. Get that egg white combined with everything else. That's how we're going to get good foam on the top. So it's a drink from probably the 1920s. I imagine it was invented in Los Angeles, but who really knows? Like so many other cocktails, the origins are obscure. Okay, it wants to pop. It builds up a lot of pressure in there. Now we're going to add ice. And then we're going to shake a bit more, just enough to chill it. And I kept the ice in there so we have a nice chilled coupe glass. There we go. Some beautiful foam on top. Now I am going to slice some orange peel. There we go. Let me move the drink so we can see what I'm doing. As I like doing, once I've taken off some of the peel, I cut the ragged edges off. Just makes it look pretty, that's all. Just like with any kind of food, a good bit of cocktail preparation is about presentation. We want it to look nice, don't we? Okay. Give it a little squeeze over the top. I'm gonna run it across the rim and perch it strategically on the edge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Los Angeles, or if you just want to call it Los Angeles, I'm sure that's fine too. This is a complex drink. I don't know, the way I described it at the beginning, somewhere between a Manhattan and a whiskey sour. 50% of each, but it's 100% excellent. So this would be a great cocktail for a winter evening such as this one. I guess it's not quite winter yet, but it's pretty darn cold. But until next time, cheers.